I would want to maybe to challenge a parent. If you are a mother, when did you lastly sit with your girl child to have a girl child talk, a mother girl talk? If you are a father, when did you sit with your boy lastly to have a man to man talk?
Welcome to Professor Beatrice Talk Show. Today we are privileged to have a child protection officer. Keep watching, and if it is your first time to subscribe, your first time to view in this channel, kindly subscribe, like and share the link with others. Welcome. Today I am privileged to have a child protection officer, Madam Emily. I want her to introduce herself as we share issues that are really affecting our children in Kenya and nationwide. Children are facing a lot of issues, and therefore we want to hear from the expert. So, Madam Emily, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Prof. Beatrice, for the opportunity and the chance to discuss the issues that concern children. I am Emily Murungi, child protection specialist. I've been practicing with humanitarian sectors for over 15 years now. And I'm glad to share the knowledge and the experience concerning the children so that we can see how we can mitigate such a risk that affects children.
Thank you so much. And I know you have passion for children.
Yeah.
That is very, very important. So kindly tell us what is child protection?
From a broad definition of child protection, we say child protection has two signs. One is to prevent children from entering into child protection threats, and the second one is response. In the case a child has already been exposed to threat, then you respond. So child protection is basically prevention and the response to child protection threats, so that children can be cautioned from getting into worse situation if already they are in it, and preventing those who have not been exposed to it from getting into it.
That's great. Awesome. And now you've talked about children threats. Which are these threats, which are these issues that are affecting our children in the nation and globally today?
Prof, as you could be aware, we have so many vices, so many threats that our children have been exposed to, especially from when COVID struck.
Yes.
Our children, following the closure of schools, have been exposed to so many threats, and the leading issue that you have seen as an outcome of such threat is the increased number of teenage pregnancies. It shows that due to the busy schedules that our parents have been engaged in on daily basis, when children were left unto their hands, they've been exposed to so many threats. Sexual exploitation has been one of it. We have, and that has led to school dropout. We have quite a number of children who have dropped out of school. Teenage pregnancy. Most of the children below 18 years, like in our country's context, have indulged into themselves into drug abuse and the substance abuse, and therefore this is a very timely talk that we see how we can mitigate that, because we are likely to lose a number of our future generation if these threats are not well addressed in good time.
So that is it, my viewer, and I want to really thank Emily for bringing out such issues. And now that you've talked about a child, from what I hear from you is like it differs. So who is a child? For example, in our Kenyan context, who is a child? And maybe other parts of the world.
Different nations have different definitions of a child based on their constitution. Like in Kenya, anybody who is any human being, it has to be a person, a human being below 18 years. That is a child. And the Prof, it's important to highlight even a child, a person who has 17 years, 11 months, and 29 days. That still remains a child. 1 day to adulthood.
Oh, that is great to hear. And I can see some children here. Can you come and say hi? Then you'll be back. Yeah. Yes. Hi. You can say hi.
Hi.
Very beautiful children, and we are
Yes.
talking about these children.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And such children, they require protection.
Sure.
As a parent, they require protection from the parent. In the school setup, they require protection. So, Madam Emily, in your very big experience over 15 years, you can see they are very innocent kids, and sometimes they are very vulnerable. So, how can you advise parents to really protect their children, or even the teachers in school?
Yeah, thank you, Prof. And I would want to say that children, by the nature of being children, they are vulnerable. Naturally, they are vulnerable. Are people that do not know how to care for themselves, are people that cannot provide also for themselves.
Yes.
So, by nature, children are vulnerable, and therefore, they require concerted efforts from both the parents and from teachers.
Yes.
And we conducted a research recently in 2019, and the findings were a little bit shocking us, because most of the threats, most of child protection threats that children have been facing are coming from homestays, their households, where we expect children to be more
protected.
Yes, Prof.
You are right.
The second was the schools. Can you imagine that?
Imagine.
The two leading institutions that we expect children to be more protected,
They actually
and
not-
unfortunately they are the institutions where children are more exposed to risk. And therefore I would want to advise parents to have time with their children.
Sure.
It is clear that most parents have delegated parenting responsibilities either to the nannies, either to the home care centers, or even to the teachers, whom you can see the threats are also happening in the schools. And I would want to maybe to challenge a parent. If you are a mother, when did you lastly sit with your girl child to have a girl child talk, a mother girl talk? If you are a father, when did you sit with your boy lastly to have a man to man talk? You see,
I like
I
that.
think my best advice is to create time with our children. That is when we will understand what is ailing them, what they are going through. But unfortunately, we are so much busy in doing other things, protecting our very own children, looking for money and other resources.
You're right.
And we realize after they may be the teenage, we are using the same resources that we have been gathering to come and buy back the sanity. Because maybe our children
went into drugs.
Exactly.
Or
You see
they
that.
got spoiled into
They
bad
got
companies.
spoiled. Maybe your daughter has already has a child.
Yes.
You are using the same money to bring a
To
nanny
bring her.
in the house.
Yeah.
You see now.
The same nanny who is violating
Who is
their rights.
violating their rights.
Some of them.
Precisely.
Yes, powerful,
Yes.
Madam Emily.
Yes.
Today we have our expert. I'm liking the talk.
Yeah.
That the message is being sent to our parents that we should avoid delegating our duties to nannies, caregivers, and most of them actually they go even to daycare centers.
Precisely.
And they share things with those children. You take your things and they share the pampers, the food. So the child is brought up in a very insecure attachment.
Yes. And as
instead
much,
of a secure one.
yeah.
So, yeah, you are
As much
saying
as they
something.
delegate,
Yes.
it is important to follow on your child.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I've also stayed in urban centers in this nation. And I've seen parents that leave to work at 5.
Yes.
And they leave the nanny to attend the child maybe at 6 and they take the child to the bus to
the
school.
bus, yes.
In the evening, the parent comes back at 8 p.m. and the child is already asleep. So they spend like even a whole week having not seen that child.
Imagine.
You do not understand what they are going through in school or at home. You do not understand if they are the girls when they start growing up and maybe they go to the next level and they require a personal attention from the parents.
Yes.
That's where you see that one way we are exposing our children,
children.
even to the perpetrators.
Yes.
Because you've never had time to see their body changes.
Yeah.
When do they require additional support like our girls?
Yes.
When they start menstruating.
Yeah.
And all that kind of things. So it is important we prioritize having time with our children, talking to them, understanding. Make your child your best friend. Let your child make you the best friend. And from there they will open a lot to you.
Yes, you have heard it from the horse's mouth that we should really protect our children, and even if you delegate, you really need to follow up.
Yes.
Now, Madam Emily,
Yes.
there is this category of parents that have children who are already special in a way. They have special needs, maybe physically challenged, they have a high impairment, hearing impairment, and most of the parents you find globally and even specifically in Africa,
Yeah.
they try to hide such children.
Yeah.
Which one would you tell such parents who have children with special needs?
Oh, Prof, that now becomes even a very needy issue, a weighty issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I would want to advise parents that have children who are gifted differently, because they are gifted differently. Those children are a blessing to you like any other child.
Mm-hmm.
And my advice is that to engage them with other children. If there are special schools for such children with different needs, do not lock them into their houses. Do not hide them into the houses. If it's Christmas time, like the season that just concluded, don't let you and other children go and then bring clothes for this child. Yes. Go with the child. Let them pick for them from the shop what they want, if they can.
Yes.
If you are going for an outing, go with these children. You know, disability usually say it's not inability. They are gifted differently. They need your attention and they also need your care.
Yes.
Also, the government, I know it has a mechanism of supporting them. You can get a card for children with the special needs, so that you can be leveraged by the government support in different ways, the way they have the cash transfer for such children. So let no parent that should be behind that they are locking children who are gifted differently in their houses. Even before God, that is really wrong, because nobody applies what type of child that you should receive. We all carry babies, but you don't even know whether it's a male or female or what. So accept whatever God gives you and let's nurture those children and take care of them.
I love that.
Yes.
My parents, my viewers, you have heard from the horse's mouth that any child is a gift from God.
Sure.
There are parents who are crying that they don't have a child. You who has, Madam Emily tells us that they are only gifted differently.
Yes,
so you really need to be with them and just bring them right to other areas.
Yes.
And lastly, but not least, because we will continue from there, you've talked about the parents. Most of the child abuses, they emanate from the people who are supposed to take care of them.
Yes.
Like teachers, like parents, like cousins and sisters at home. And now we are in the era of COVID-19.
Yes.
Where people have been, especially when we are in the lockdowns, they are all in the homes and those challenges were really experienced. So what advice would you give to such in terms of how they protect the child? Because most of the people, they just leave their children with the people they trust that they will take care of them.
Yes.
At the end of the day, these children are more violated, or their rights are more violated.
Sure.
So what advice would you give?
I would say that parenting responsibility can never be delegated fully. And for most of the children that we've been interacting with, actually their abusers are their cousins. They are their brothers.
Yes.
Others are their own fathers and their own mothers.
Yes.
Are people that you trust that you are blood, are people that are supposed to take care of your children. Again, I will go back to saying that have time with your child and understand what they are going through.
Yes.
Because if we do not have time for our children, there is somebody else who is having time for them. If you don't understand what they need and what they could be requiring at a certain stage of life, somebody else will listen to them.
Yes.
And you see, that is what has been bringing problems. Being too busy, having no time for our children, and also trusting too much.
Oh, powerful.
Trusting too much.
You give to people.
Yes, you give to people.
The same people you give, they perpetrate. It's like a chicken. Instead of hatching the chick, it hatches the chicks at the same time it eats.
Precisely.
That is it.
Let me also, Prof, maybe advise there is the Department of Children's Services. A very key institution in the government that most of the people, unfortunately, they do not know even what they go. In the case of violation, maybe you are there and your parents, you are asking where would you report such if there is a violation case. There is always a Department of Children's Services. Offices are all the way from the sub-county level, even at the locational level, upwards. Please get in touch with the such offices, and
yes.
you will be advised accordingly.
Powerful.
Thank you, Prof.
Powerful. Thank you so much. I think you have gotten it, my parent, my viewer who is listening to this. Very pertinent issue about children. We need to protect them. Let us not be too trusting to people we think they take care of them.
Sure.
Otherwise, they may end up being abused more.
Precisely.
And this makes us to come to the end of this show for today. We will continue from next time. Kindly make sure, if you are new, you subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Yes.
You like it and you share with others. From me and Manda Memory, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank
Until
you.
next time, from Kilifi County in Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you.